What's good, Wagering World? It's your boy Five Star in Vegas, broadcasting live as always from beautiful Summerlin, Nevada. In here with my co-host, my guy, the only Sacramento Kings fan that I know. What's good, Spread Star?
Man, I knew we should have taken last night off. I said to everyone, take your wife out for dinner. Don't watch no NBA tonight. So, anyways, the Bucks get it done. I'm happy. Bulls can move on. And then Warriors get it done too. And that should be a lot of fun. But boy, I was disappointed, man. When they held them to that 4-minute streak there, we'll just go right into yesterday's news. When they held them to that 4-minute without scoring, and they were just missing wide open shots left and right, I said, they're blowing our cover right now. And I felt like they were going to win the whole time.
They didn't even come out with any fire. I'm thinking because they should feel like the sweep was on, but I looked offshore. As soon as I saw that 9 go to 8.5 minus 115 before the game, I was like, I'm screwed, and I'd already loaded up heavy because we already said before yesterday, remember before the show started, we were kind of trying to figure out which one, because we was like, one of these games is going to work on the blowout, and one of these games is going to end up like you're going to be like, why the hell did I bet
Chicago almost backdoor covered that too.
Oh, they were shooting lights out in the second half.
Yeah, I thought they were going to backdoor cover. I said, that's why I stayed away from this game. Yeah, it ended up being 16, but.
Yeah, and it truly wasn't close the whole game, but that's that funny NBA stuff. That's why I don't bet it. That's why today I'm glad that we're back to my sport. We got the NFL draft as the focus in Vegas and across the sports world. And it's strangely, it's overshadowing the NBA playoffs just a little bit today.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
They're talking about it on the radio when I go to the grocery store. And I just, hey, let me see what the normal people are talking about. Let me get off my podcast for a minute, right? All NFL draft. For whatever reason, Dish Network always puts ESPN on when I turn the TV on, no matter what time of day it is. And they're always talking about it on ESPN, so, yeah, it's, the NFL is the number one sport in America for a reason. And I always say this when I argue for a shorter schedule for the NBA. It's because every game matters. You feel like you're watching an event even in week one, whereas the NBA, the regular season, the players don't even care. The coaches don't even care. And last night in that playoff game, I felt like Steve Kerr was working on Kuminga's development more than trying to get the win and for us to cover the spread. And I'll be honest, hey, it is kind of nice to get that young kid that's got a lot of potential, some reps out there. But if you're really trying to blow that team out and you're really trying to end it, I don't think he gets runs. So I felt like they were still experimenting with lineups and treating it like a regular season game as well. So
Vegas cleaned up. I tweeted earlier. I said the Warriors are playing a Vegas game tonight, and that's exactly what they were playing. As soon as the Bucks covered, that Vegas took a major whop because nobody in their right mind took the Bulls with Caruso out, with Levine out. For an easy play. People played the first half and the game and won both easily. And so when that second game came on after that, I'm like, it's no way they're going to let the public just roll like this 2 straight games, and look what happened. The Warriors lost the first half. The Warriors lost the game, and the Warriors lost the second half with that that layup that was made unnecessarily. Usually they just dribble out at that moment at the end of the game. But yesterday, for some reason, the kid from the Nuggets felt like it was necessary to go make a layup with no time left to make sure that second half also went to Vegas. But as I've told you many times, that's why I let spread deal with the NBA. I sometimes I could do okay with it, but it's not my thing. I'm going to give you guys some NFL draft futures tonight. I got a couple that me and my guys are playing that I'm going to share with you guys. And spread's going to hit you guys with some more NBA talk for the playoffs. But let's hit a couple of the games tonight. I know which one you're taking. Let's hit the other two. What do you think about the Sixers and Raptors series tonight?
Man, I think we might disagree here. I'm taking Toronto to force that game 7. I'm right now, I'm not a believer in the way that the Sixers are approaching this. I don't think Embiid's 100%. I think that thumb is forcing him outside. I don't think he wants to get down there and bang. I don't think he feels comfortable with the ball, and you put him on the perimeter. And then the other thing is the Raptors, now that they have Scotty Barnes back, right? They got a lot of length there. Maxey and Harden, they don't have any small defenders to go after, right? I don't think Van Vliet's going to play again tonight. So they're running that. It's 4 forwards and a center almost, right? And they're letting Scotty Barnes run the point. They run the offense through Pascal. I think it's a really hard matchup for both Maxey and Harden, for separate reasons. Number one, Maxey just isn't experienced enough to understand how to beat taller defenders. Probably gets there in his career. And Harden kind of slowing down and using that step back into the rim a little less. It just makes shooting over your defender just a little bit tougher. And that can be the difference between a big night and a night like he had the last time, where I think he was 4 of 11 with 15 points. So, and Embiid could drop 30 and 15 again tonight, and I'm still not sure if the Sixers get it done. So I like the Raptors there, but I'll tell you, there's spots on the board I like better. So we'll see. What do you think? You've had a pretty good feel for this series so far. And I know I've been higher on the Raptors than most, but boy, from the quotes coming out of there and, Doc Rivers feeling like he defends the resume.
As I said, NBA is your thing, man, and you and Ski. That's why I enjoy this time of year, really letting you guys, go on here and really speak about it. I'm gonna stick to football, man. That's what I'm gonna do, because you said Scotty Barnes made a difference, and I was like, this rookie isn't making that big, because his game isn't that, to the eyes it doesn't look like much, but when you look at the end of the day and the box scores and the effect it made on the game, it made a huge effect, And since he's been back, they've been playing completely different, man. Different confidence. They're at home tonight.
Because like when Harden wants to do that pick and roll, who is he targeting?
Right.
Like who does he pick out to say, okay, I want that to be the guy I go against? It's either Siakam,
that's the thing that make them Barnes, so good.
Yeah,
the Celtics so good.
Yeah,
the Bucks, the Heat. It's no one to pick on the switches, and that's the key to it all. And I think the one of the initial teams who really started that trend of being prepared for the switch like that was the Rockets, kind of trying to figure out how to beat the Warriors, and now everyone does it now with these guys who are pretty much positionless and can switch to any position. I know the Warriors did it, but they did it more offensive based. They did it for offensive purposes. And I remember the Rockets when they got PJ Tucker, and they did that just to be able to try to contain the Warriors, to be able to switch hard and have someone that could defend. And now the Raptors and the Celtics are mastering it, man. They're doing it beautifully. I have no opinion on that game. If Embiid is the MVP, he should go in there and do his thing. But the thing is, he's called out Harden now. It's put a lot of pressure on Harden, and Harden isn't one of those guys that responds well to these type of situations when it's a lot of pressure on him, when they're talking about him, when the media's on him, when he's being really under a microscope. He hasn't performed well in the past. So I don't know if Embiid took the right approach with that, but I wanted to bring in Noops today. Unfortunately, we had some scheduling difficulties on both our sides, and we couldn't put it together. But I wanted to talk to him about that because, I got a future ticket on the Sixers, and I should have started hedging it. I should have started hedging it.
If we're talking those conspiracy theories too, wouldn't you want to see a game 7, the first, 3-0 deficit? It's never been done before, right? So it's got that storyline. The Harden and Embiid thing is already great, right? Doc Rivers, there's so many built-in storylines. Not saying the NBA does this, right? But if I'm in the NBA league office, or I work for TNT or ESPN or whoever writes for the game, I want that game 7. That's going to be must-see TV if you're a sports fan. So got that going for you as well.
My mind is telling me Raptors. My heart, of course, is with the Sixers. So I'm going to just stay out of it because I don't ever bet with my heart. But my mind is telling me to agree with you on the lean toward the Raptors at home. And the numbers saying that 2 of them receiving at a +1.5, that's usually signs of a victory by the home team. The other game we have
mind and heart, same deal, right? What do you got for Pelicans?
I was just about to say, if the Pelicans at home +2 with the Suns. I got to go with the Pelicans on this one, man. I got to lean Pelicans at home. The emotions, the energy, they're just, even though they really got surged pretty well in the fourth quarter of the last game, and they kind of, every time New Orleans get a little close, Phoenix will just put on a quick burst and really separate themselves. I don't see Mikal Bridges scoring 30 plus again,
Right.
So I don't think those points will be available for the Suns. So they're going to have to make it up somewhere else in order to beat the Pelicans. And I expect a much better game from CJ McCollum. I don't like anything he did last game. He looked horrible. I'm sure Willie Green pulled him to the side and told him, hey, man, you're a vet. You can't be playing scared. He looked like he was playing scared, man. And I'm sure that he's going to have his game a little tight because he's a professional, and I'm sure he'll bounce back. What do you think about that game?
That, to me, is the toughest one. I thought that was the toughest one for sure. I'm with you. I lean towards the Pelicans. If I were to make a guess, I would say the Pelicans win a great game tonight. And then they get stomped in game 7, right? When they go back to Phoenix and it's not close, and we got excited for game 7, and Phoenix just puts the clamps to them. But this could be their last little run. And I talked to you about it before game 4, and I said, hey, this game tonight almost decides how they're feeling about this team going in the offseason. Because I think even if they get to that game 7, you go to game 7 against the team with the best record in the league, right? You know, you came up from the number 10. You started 1-12 this year. You got to be going in the offseason feeling pretty good about where you are as a franchise. You know, you lose tonight, I think it kind of takes some of the shine or the luster off the late season run you made. So I think a lot of, you know, the narrative and just the feeling around this team will be defined tonight. So, hey, I haven't placed a bet yet. I think I'm just going to root for the Pelicans and see how things turn out. You know, maybe grab them live if they get down early. I think they're going to fight this whole game. But yeah, right now I lean towards the Pelicans too.
Okay, so we got those two, and now we can lead into the bottom parlay. I know that you have an actual pick on the Dallas and Utah game. I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah, I mean, same theory, same thing you've been hearing all day, right? The song has not changed. The song remains the same. I think that's Led Zeppelin. I can't remember, but the song remains the same. I'm out on the Utah Jazz. I'm so happy to fade them here. Luka Doncic is back. This team is so much better on the perimeter. You just watch, and they're just letting Utah's just letting these Dallas guys get into the paint whenever they want. There's absolutely no pressure at the point of attack. And yes, they should play better at home. But boy, after that last game, it's really tough for me to see. I think this team is just headed. I don't think they like each other. I think the coach is on the way out. I think 1 or 2 of the superstars are on their way out. And I think they need to rebuild their role players because these same guys that were so good for them a couple of years ago, Mike Conley, you know, Joe Ingles is gone. You know, they're just not getting it done. And Conley, I've said it before, but it's a shame because he was so good in Memphis and people were seeing him now in the playoffs. Doesn't look very good. So
yeah,
I'm on the Mavericks again, man. I'm going to just keep riding this trade. And if it ends up getting to a game 7, I'll be on the Mavericks again in game 7. I just do not think it gets to game 7. I think the Mavericks finish it off tonight. You know, they were up 3-2 last year against the Clippers and they didn't finish it off. Most of the same core. You had a guy like Reggie Bullock who's got some veteran experience there. You know, you had a Spencer Dinwiddie, but this team knows what happened last year. They know the importance of finishing these things off when they can, and they have a great opportunity against a team tonight that to me is reeling. So give me the Mavs money line.
Okay, I can see that definitely, man. And is what did you say Mitchell's status is?
As of right now, this line is telling me that he's trending towards playing. He's in for sure.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, he's in.
And he's dealing with a hammy, right?
Yeah, it's a hamstring injury. Ruptured quadriceps was the official one, which is why one surprised me that they said that because it looked like a hamstring on the thing, the way
if
it came
it's a
on.
ruptured quadricep, he would not be playing.
Yeah, that's what they listed it as on the Utah Jazz official team report. So I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they know something we don't know. That's why I talk about.
Maybe he's going to be the first guy that's just going to try and get out there no matter what. All these other guys break a nail and they sit out.
Oh my goodness, right? That's true.
I mean, at least he's showing some heart.
But I think that might be all in the plan, and I think you're on the right side. That might be all in the plan. He get out there and play like the first quarter.
Remember when AD did that against Phoenix last year?
Yeah, get out there and play like.
But if you think about it, it takes the criticism away. I know you're not faking it. I'm watching you out there laboring around, and now I understand. Okay, you're hurting your team, but at least you went. You know, it's like showing up for work when you're sick. At least you tell your boss, like, "Hey, man, I'm here if you need me." Right? You know, rather than just calling in and everyone goes, "Oh, is that guy? Is that guy going to the beach today? And is he driving up to Lake Tahoe, man? Is he really sick?" Right. You know, everyone knows you're really sick, so it could be some of that too.
All right. Well, we got spreads pick, and I'm definitely feeling that one. We'll probably be jumping on Dallas. I'm gonna watch the first quarter and see what's going on, and I'm sure live with them being
I think live's a good look tonight because I don't think Utah's going to just roll over.
Yeah. So I'll probably look at it live tonight. I'm gonna go to the NFL draft, guys. My first one's going to be Icky and Kwanwu, great tackle out of NC State. I think that he'll be going under 4.5. That means that he'll get picked within the top 4 picks. Left tackle is a prize position in the draft, man. It's a major position. The teams at the top, they definitely need a tackle. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes 1. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on that. Right now, everyone's saying Trayvon Walker, following my guy, Lance Zierlein. Lance from the NFL Network is actually the first one that reported Trayvon Walker most likely going to Jacksonville. If you remember, everyone was talking Aiden Hutchinson, and now everybody's kind of following Lance's position and saying that Trayvon Walker's going number 1. He supposedly has the most explosiveness and the most upside out of all the edge rushers that's coming out, because that's the main position that I'm seeing at the top of the draft. You got Walker, Hutchinson, and Thibodeau out of Oregon, and all 3 of them are highly regarded, and a lot of teams would love to get their hands on them and get them in their jerseys. I also went with Kyle Hamilton, a very talented safety from Notre Dame. Got a sweet number, under 11.5 plus 130. I don't see him getting past Washington. As you know, a couple years ago, they moved off of Peppers. Their coach is a defensive guy first, that's what his thing. He's a defensive guy. And Kyle Hamilton is one of those new age safeties that you could do a lot with. You could put him in the box. He's fast. He can cover. He's a playmaker. Safety is another one of those positions that is key to success in a franchise. So I wouldn't be very surprised if I'd be very surprised, if he lasts past Washington. But I also would not be surprised if a team trades up and moves up in front of Washington to try to grab him, because there's going to definitely be some trades. I heard some things about the Cowboys moving up. Heard some other things about the Texans trying to move back. Very talented draft class this year. You got any questions about the draft? Have you been keeping up with it at all?
I've been keeping up, but I'll tell you what, the information seems to change every day. From what the people I know that actually work in the markets and actually have connections, I do not have NFL. Little bit on the NBA, not as much. I got kind of screwed when the on one of those Kings upheavals a couple years ago. Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm still pissed at Vivek. I lost my guy. But Hamilton, when we cash this bet, is that going to be one of the highest drafted safeties since Sean Taylor? I can't remember a safety going top 10 at all. Yeah. Usually safeties go late first round. Is he that special?
Yeah, he's that special. He's that special. Yeah, he's that special. He's going that high.
I wonder who the last top safety. I'm going back to like Sean Taylor for a safety going in the top 10. Like Honey Badger didn't go high, right?
No, he didn't, and that was only reason that Honey Badger didn't go high was because of some off the field stuff.
Oh yeah,
he got suspended from the team, so they painted a picture of him being like a bad teammate and all these things because he was just a young kid that liked to smoke pot, and it was some other stuff with him. LSU alumni kind of know what I'm talking about. There was some other stuff with him going on with messing with the wrong person's daughter that was involved highly into in the boosters and the administration out in LSU. You know how that goes. And so he kind of got put in a situation. There's a young kid. He's a great dude. He's grown up to be an unbelievable leader for all the teams he's played for, and as well as a great man and father and husband. But, he's a kid, man, in college, pretty girl talk to you, what are you going to do? So, he was dealing, I think, with the wrong female and kind of rubbed one of the wrong parents the wrong way. And that compiled with him continuously getting dirty UAs. They put out a bad jacket on him, and they had everyone knew he could play. I was laughing so hard. I remember that draft very well. He was crying because he went all the way down to the 3rd round. And I'm like, dude, the Saints are crazy. I was so mad every time they passed him. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, you guys know how this kid can play, So, but it's politics involved with all this stuff. That's why if you with certain athletes with certain agents, shoot up in the draft and get the best press, and then other ones don't. It's just behind the scenes stuff. Are you looking that up about the safety?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, I want to say Ed Reed. What did Ed Reed go? Did Ed Reed go 20?
Right now it says the highest drafted safeties ever are Sean Taylor and Eric Berry, and they both went at number 5. That's a while ago.
Yeah, that's a while ago. What's the last first rounder?
Let's see. I just put top 10. I'm not getting anything that. Yeah. So yeah, this would be crazy if he goes up. I mean, not crazy,
No,
right? But I mean, it would show
really
you how.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. I doubt that this kid lasts to the normal position. I know a lot of people pick up safeties late in the first round, the really good ones, top of the second round. There's no way he lasts that long. And the main thing is the way the kid presents himself. He's almost like a Russell Wilson type of guy with his brains. He's a very smart, responsible young man. He has a very popular podcast that's on Colin Cowherd's Volume podcast network that he does. He's got an NIL with Colin, so he was he's the type of kid that you want to put on your defense to be a defensive leader for you for the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, last year, the highest was, I don't know. I know the Raiders got Mulrig, but that was a second round pick. Javon Holland, maybe he went a little higher, but he wasn't in the top 10. Yeah. I can't wait to see this kid, man, because if they're drafting a guy that far up, he's got to be
he's special. He's ranked the number 5 player in the whole draft.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. They value it by position, and safety isn't looked at as a position that you draft. They feel like you could pick it up late, and it's an interchangeable position. But he's that special at the position. Which quarterback do you think goes first, Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis? We had a lot of Malik Willis this last year, and what's crazy? I already feel it. You remember how last year? At the end of the college football season, we lost with him a couple times because he wasn't playing as good as he was the prior year. The prior year, I won so much money with him. He was unstoppable the year before. And last year, he was turning the ball over. Remember how horrible he played against Ole Miss? We was just so pissed at him. Like, man, this guy sucks. I guarantee you, when he gets to the NFL, he's going to clean all it up and he's going to look good. And the reason why is because I didn't know anything about his personality until now with this draft coming, different things that, they go a little bit more in depth into the person. He's going to be all right. He just has to get with the right system. I'd hate for him to go somewhere who either A, doesn't let him play his style, or B, isn't the right type of coach. Because like I know, we've been betting this sports a long time. There's so many coaches and so many people in position in the NFL that are just hanger-ons. They've been around forever. People are friends of a friends. Their dad did a favor for their dad. Their uncle and his cousin went back and he owes him a favor. And that's why these guys have these positions like quarterback coach and OCs even, and a lot of them don't know what the hell they're doing. I just hope he gets to a place who understands what type of special athlete and a special human that they have in that kid. And did I tell you that his coach, Freeze, tweeted at me? Did I tell you about that?
Nah.
Okay, so maybe about when the draft, right before everyone started the combine stuff, guy that talks to me sometime on Twitter is pretty popular. He added me and asked me what did I think about Malik Willis and his development. And I said, Malik Willis has all the tools. And I didn't add Coach Hugh Freeze or anything. You know what I'm saying? I just was talking. And I was like, he unbelievable explosiveness. He can get out of any play. The only problem, he tried to extend plays too much. But I said another thing that he heard from was Hugh Freeze, because Hugh Freeze runs a very limited playbook. And it's pretty much just RPOs, and one read and go, And I told him he wasn't really coached up to his potential. Do you know this guy retweeted that and then puts an article up about him winning quarterback of the year before and all this stuff? And I'm like, dude, you got rabbit ears. Like, man, I'm just a sports bear out here in Las Vegas, dude. Go coach your team. Stop talking to me before you get suspended. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, and so Hugh Freeze, he had retweeted that. I guess he kind of got offended because I was saying that, he didn't do a really good job of teaching him how to read the defense. And, I don't knock Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze has done his thing, man. He's great at recruiting. He's a great offensive guy. He plays tempo. But we all know he's not out there running a West Coast offense or something, getting these kids, a lot of reads, getting them to change protection or anything. They're holding up cardboard signs with like 5 different characters on it, and setting up the protection, the play, everything, all the way down to right before it snapped. And to me, that doesn't help these kids at all going into the NFL at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to be able to look at the NFL. That's why, if you notice, but he has all the potential simply from where he came from. We've seen over the years the lower schools, the smaller schools, always produce the best quarterbacks. They're giving up on your side over there, the 49ers. They're giving up on Trey Lance. I haven't given up on him because
they're not giving up on him. They're about to trade Jimmy.
Well, what I'm saying is the people. He's not popular right now with a lot of your fan base. A lot of people in the fan base think
that's funny. All the ones I talk to, they want to get Jimmy out of town, and I'm saying all he does is win games for you.
That's all he does is win. But I think Trey Lance is going to be a good quarterback as well, because he's another one that I've seen him in action when he's comfortable and knows what's going on, and he's impressive, man. He's a very good decision maker and a good athlete. But Malik Willis just has to stop trying to force plays. And after they slow everything down from him, with him coming from Liberty, he came from Auburn and couldn't get on the field because Gus Malzahn kind of messed over him. And of course, you're dealing with I forgot the kid's name, who's the quarterback there for ages. He was a daddy's boy. His daddy
was the guy with the total white boy name, like
Stetson I can't remember the white boy. He went to Oregon now, I think. But anyway, he's second generation. His dad was the quarterback at Auburn before him, so it was already, Malik Willis didn't have a chance, but he should have been the quarterback instead of him. So he ended up transferring a little Liberty and put Liberty on the map. When you do things like that and you can carry a program with your ability and lift them up to new heights, then you're prepared for the NFL, because that's why you see the Josh Allens of the world from Wyoming's, you see the Russell Wilsons of the world from NC State, because when you not playing with the best guys, it make you learn how to survive. You know what I mean? It makes you learn how to play left-handed. And now when you get out here in the NFL and you got all this talent around you, man, you're going to shine. So I really expect big things from Malik Willis, man.
If Trey Lance came out this year, would he be the number 1 prospect or the number 1 drafted quarterback?
Yeah, he'll be the number 1.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with his measurables. His measurables off the chain. You get to run him running around, running the 40 and throwing the ball. And then you look at his numbers. I mean, how many people you see who went a whole season as a freshman without throwing an interception? What hurt him was the COVID. He was on pace to really, 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 really be outstanding. COVID hurt him because, he lost a whole year playing football. So,
exactly.
That's what people are not being able to equate into that. We appreciate you guys for coming in. We got a special guest tomorrow. The CEO of SCOON TV will be here. We'll be talking a little fight game about the Shakur fight. You know anything about boxing, Spread?
Yeah, I used to cap boxing a lot before every line was minus 2,000. So
nice.
I'm gonna brush up tonight. Jump on some of the old podcasts I listen to. I'll be ready for tomorrow. I'm excited about it.
Okay, I'm gonna let you lead on the question because I don't watch fighting at all, man. I'm just gonna get up here and chop it with Scoon a little bit, and he'll lace us up. He really is connected in the boxing game. He's
He knows how to rile up boxing Twitter.
Yeah. He has some strong opinions about everything. He's a stand-up dude, and he has a documentary that's about to come out. He's going to release Born to Box that we're going to also talk about. That's coming out pretty soon. So I'm very excited about that. You guys enjoy the draft tonight. Take the ones that I gave you. I'm pretty sure about that Conwood, man. That's going to be a layup. He might go 1. I even got some insiders who tell me he might go number 1 to the Jags even. So Conwood under 4.5 minus 125. Also put a little bit out there on the bonus, which is Kyle Hamilton, very talented player, different type of safety, going under 11 at that price, plus 130 that we can't beat. And Spread is on the Mavs tonight, and I'm right with them, the Mavs, to wrap things up in Utah. The best of luck to you all. We're 1-2 this week. We got to get it together today, man. So let's try to sweep this board, get back on the positive side so we can have our 15th winning week. Follow my guy at Spread Astaire on Twitter. Also subscribe to his YouTube channel, Spread Astaire. Follow me on Twitter at 5-Star in Vegas, spell out the 5. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's 5-Star in Vegas, Sports Investments. We'll see you guys tomorrow.